Thank you very much. Fascinating stuff. 3-month-old Sophie was born with such a malformed heart that the tubes around it were strangling her from the inside. You remember the artery carrying blood out of Sophie's heart was crushing her windpipe and gullet, making feeding and breathing difficult. Surgeons are now at the critical point in Sophie's third operation, struggling to decide how to disentangle her heart.
We'll do then what we're planning to. We'll ligate that left.
The surgical team continue to pore over Sophie's scan results as they decide how best to proceed. Outside, her parents are beginning to suspect that the operation has not been entirely straightforward.
I've popped up just to see that everything's okay and basically expecting that she might be back and I could come and get Caroline. While I was there, Andrew Durwood came rushing in, all in his surgical gowns and bits and pieces, and he just wanted reassurance from the scans. It's added a little bit to the tension at the moment because we thought she'd be out by now.
That'll free up the esophagus. And then there'll be nothing compressing on the trachea, and that's the last I want to hear of it.
3 tense hours go by before surgeon Connell Austin feels ready to make the decisive cut and remove the section of artery that's stopping Sophie from swallowing. It won't be long before the Tucker family has a new souvenir, the offending section of artery.
Yeah, Dr. Durwood, there's a present. Put it in the pot.
Because of its position, Mr. Austin has been forced to disconnect the main artery carrying blood to Sophie's left arm. But at such a young age, the rest of her blood vessels will compensate for the loss. Even though Sophie's heart is so tiny, Mr. Austin is able to show us the remarkable results he's achieved. The shots of the inside of Sophie's chest are quite graphic, so please look away for the next 20 seconds if you don't want to see them.
See that the gullet is now completely freed throughout its length. Left subclavian is this one here. That's the artery to her left arm. It's just been sacrificed. But even when you look at it, you can see it pulsating, so it's already got enough tiny blood supply going into it. So as they say, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. If the baby's able to swallow in the next few weeks.
After an operation lasting nearly 5 hours, Sophie is sent straight to intensive care to recover, her breathing controlled by a ventilator. The surgery has gone well, but until Sophie starts to feed again, it's difficult to know how well.
That's the size of the main blood vessel that's now supplying the lower half of her body. Yeah. And in actual fact, you can tell that the artery to the left hand is doing well because the saturation probe is on her left hand and it's working exactly as it was beforehand. Excellent. So there shouldn't be problems.
Thank you so much.
Right, thanks, Simon.
The relief once she came out of theatre and just seeing her, it's always a shock to see her come out because she's ventilated, and no child coming out of theatre or no adult looks at their best, but within a day or so she just, you know, she's come back to the Sophie that we know and love, and well, she's majorly on the road to recovery as far as I'm concerned, without getting too excited about it.
Sophie makes good progress, and a couple of days later, Mum and Dad are waiting nervously as the ventilator is disconnected.
Very good. That's it, all done.
Brilliant.
Hello, sweetheart. Look, you're breathing on your own. She looks a bit shell-shocked.
She'll continue to need the help of a little oxygen for the foreseeable future, but she is breathing by herself again. But the Tuckers are soon facing another unexpected setback. Doctors have sent Sophie's latest blood sample to the genetics lab. The discovery they make unlocks the key to her rare condition, but it comes as a huge shock to the family.
We've had a genetic counsellor come over and see us because it can affect children in numerous ways, from cleft palate to heart conditions, kidney, an endless list of conditions.
The future may not be as clear-cut for Sophie as the Tuckers had hoped.
Just doesn't seem fair, really, does it? The discovery that Sophie has a genetic condition is another in a long line of blows to her family. We'll be with them later as they wait in hope for the news that they've been praying for all along, that they can finally take their little girl home. Now back to Simon and Caroline Tucker, who have just discovered that their 3-month-old baby daughter Sophie has a rare genetic disorder. Sophie's been in hospital for the last 3 months and has already had 3 major operations to sort out tangled arteries around her heart. Now her parents must face up to the possibility of more problems to come.
It comes to light that she has got a condition called Well, it's 22q deletion, which is a chromosome deficiency.
Geneticists at Guy's have discovered that Sophie is missing a tiny part from a single chromosome, number 22, one of the structures that holds the genetic blueprint of our bodies.
Here we can see the chromosomes in their spread on the slide. You've got 2 chromosomes which have got these green label on them. These are the 2 chromosome 22s. The red probe is a specific probe for the region of 22 that is deleted, and you can see that only one of these chromosome 22s has this sequence. The sequence is missing on the other 22.
Only 1 in 4,000 children are born with Sophie's genetic pattern. In addition to heart defects, it's a condition that can cause a whole range of other problems, including learning difficulties and a weak immune system.
Now, we're hoping that she's had her condition, which was a heart problem, and the aorta problems, which has been rectified now. So it's a case of we're just going to have to be monitored as we go.
The Tuckers are determined to put the possibility of future problems to one side and, for now, simply enjoy the dramatic improvement they see in their daughter since the operation to help her swallow.
Her feeding now, it's a vast improvement to what it has been over the last 14, 16 weeks. She's actually tolerating her food, she hasn't vomited, so as far as everyone's concerned, she's on the road to recovery, really.
She just looks good. She looks like, a baby that just needs to grow now. I think slowly but surely with Sophie, but she's doing really, really well.
Having seen little else but hospital ceilings her entire life, Sophie starts to enjoy visits to a special sensory room that gives the whole family a chance to unwind.
It's supposed to stimulate you, not put you to sleep.
Finally, after more than 4 months in hospital, doctors bring the news that the whole family has been waiting to hear.
Well, I'm really pleased. So I guess if by next week she's doing as well as she is, we'll be planning to go home from here with all the backup that she'll need.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
With a return to Kent now a reality, the family can finally get ready to look after Sophie at home, including training in emergency resuscitation.
We've had all the oxygen put in at home, so she'll be coming home under oxygen. But she's moved on leaps and bounds. You can really see it's a new baby, a new child, and I believe this is a start of things to come. I think it's very positive from now on. In a year's time, we'll look back and think, hey, what was it all about? It just feels like an eternity, doesn't it? It feels a long, long time. But we're going home today.
Sophie has a long way to go, but at least she'll be able to continue her progress where every baby belongs, at home.
Thank you very much for everything you've done. Really appreciate it. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're absolutely delighted to say that Sophie is back at home and doing really very, very well.